video here just has some random sawing clips. It starts off here. I'm running the Steel 362 and with a 20-inch bar and the 33 RS chain on it. I have these chains figured out very, very well, and you can watch this saw cut. It's just with a 20-inch bar on it. It is absolutely insane how it cuts. And I've actually got some of these 33 RS chains that I've turned into square ground. I've actually made them square ground, and that's what I'm running on the 500 right now. And it will literally, with the square ground, will cut like this chain does through this pine through when you're cutting hardwood with the square ground. It's phenomenal what the results that you can get with it. But like I said, these are just random clips. I think this first section here is about 3 minutes long, and just working through this giant pine right here, cutting it up, getting it ready where I can pile it and the homeowner can burn it. And then it flips over to some stuff in a tree, running the battery T540ixp saw, and that's about the first. That goes through about 9 minutes of the video. Then it picks up and there's a full review about the Husqvarna battery saw, the T540ixp. Love the saw. There are two issues with it that I have with the saw that Husqvarna really needs to address, and it's just constructive criticism, and it's something that each one of us that run that saw have to deal with, and it's not real good. But stick around where you can watch that and see what all I say about that, and y'all just enjoy your Sunday. I'm gonna chill today. I'm gonna go look at a tree job here in a little bit and go check it out. If you're not following me on Instagram, you ought to. It's still Cotton Top 3 there. Instagram is where it's at, people. I love YouTube, but there's some people who hate Instagram, but Instagram's where it's at. You can see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I do on Instagram before you see it on YouTube. And I enjoy it. I enjoy looking at other people's pictures and stuff like that. But so yeah, y'all have a great day. You put a little pressure on it. Let me move. Get over on the other side. Alright, you can ease it down. Yeah, it's got a lot of friction on it there. There it goes. All right, pull the slack out of it a little bit. All right, ready? All right, ease it down. Perfect, man. Okay, you like that right there? All right. Let me trim these little sucker limbs off and get the few dead pieces out of it. And she'll be good. I'm gonna finish this video off talking about the Husqvarna, the battery T540ixp chainsaw that y'all see me run a lot in the videos. I want to start off by saying this is an excellent option for up in a tree. It's a really good option because first of all, you don't have to crank it. You just power it on and hit the trigger and she's ready to go, so you don't have to crank it. The saw does have it's got an economy mode on it, or eco mode. What it does is just limit the RPMs on the chain. It don't turn as many RPMs, so you can take it off. That's wide open economy mode, so you can hear the difference in the RPMs. That's great because what it'll do is it'll let you conserve the battery. The batteries are crazy good. I'm running the BLI 200X, which is what's recommended on this one. They did the X. The X is a little bit better battery than a normal 200 is. The 300 is a little bit heavy in the saw. It's doable, but the 200X runs a long time. I mean, you can do a lot of cutting on the 200X there. So all of that is great. I like all that stuff about it. It's got plenty of power. Somebody said in the comments today, this morning, a while ago, replied to one and said the saw didn't have enough power to make slice cuts. I mean, he's full of it. It'll roll. That does not bother it. I'm running a 14-inch bar. You can run it to a 16-inch on it. I'm not crazy about a 16 in a tree on a top handle saw. I prefer the 14 is what I prefer to run with. It has felon sights on it, just like all your pro saws have got on it like that. Balance is real good on it. Works very well when you put the chain brake on it. It completely disables the saw, and it gives you that flashing red light right there, and that lets you know that the chain brake is on. So see, it's off right there. Works the same way as a big saw does. And then just to power the saw off, you just hit the button there. All their battery stuff's about the same. It does have an adjustable oiler on it too. You adjust it right there on top. All in all, great little saw. The weight of it's very comparable to a T540 regular gas saw, and the power of it is this saw will actually outcut the same gas saw, and the main reason it does that is because of the curve on it, the narrow curve. All right, so there's a couple of things that Husqvarna needs to address on this saw. Two things that I cannot stand on this saw. One of them I have fixed on, and why they did it like this, I don't know. But this saw has kind of a double safety on it right here. And so what you have to do is you have to push this forward and then go down with it to work the trigger. See, it will not go down right there. You have to slide it forward. Now, when you're in a tree, it's a different animal when you're up in a tree. It's not like standing on the ground, squatting right here, or anything like what you normally do. Working in a tree is a different animal because you're in precarious, screwed up positions all the time. You're never like just completely square to where everything is perfect for you, like standing on the ground. So what I did is on this saw is I have slotted this, put an angle on the back of it. So when you grab it, when you put your hand on it, see, it just drops it down right there when I put my hand on it. If you go straight down on it on the back right here, it still won't latch. But when you put your hand on it right there like that, I've got it fixed to where to go down, because there's so many times that I grab this crazy thing and I don't have it positioned right because I'm in a screwed up position. And tree guys, arborists, anybody that's in takedown knows what I'm talking about. You ain't got time to be screwing with that right there. So I have slotted it. It works pretty good. I may angle that on the back. Let me get this camera screen. I may angle it on the back a little bit more right there where it'll work. But it works pretty good. Like when you throw your hand, even when you throw it straight down on it, it'll still catch it and drop it. All right, so here's the other thing. And there's a lot of guys who have changed this bar and chain out on this saw. So if you're cutting small stuff, you don't really notice it a whole lot, but when you start cutting larger diameter stuff, so you're cutting a halfway cut or longer with it, there's some I'm not sure exactly what it is, but the bar and the chain don't jive exactly right together. The bar is, when you lay that chain over like that, it'll hang in the piece of wood that you're cutting through. And it frustrated me so bad on this last job I was doing, actually on these rounds that I've got the saw sitting on over, and these came from Powder Springs, Georgia. I cut these off. This is a monster tree right here that I took down, and it aggravated me pretty bad, y'all. Really bad, because I was cutting limbs that were 15 inches in diameter. And so I'm probably about to pull the trigger, and I'm gonna get on August Honeyke's site on Monkey Beaver, and probably order the quarter pitch Panther bar and chain for this thing. Now see, this is still, they make, this is the, I think this is the SP21, and you see it's got the safety things on it there. You know, Husqvarna, in a tree, we need all we can get to cut, and so the Panther does not have that on it right there. And I'm gonna swap it to the quarter pitch, to where, and I have to change the sprocket on it. He's got a kit where you change the sprocket and everything on it. You still sharpen it with a 5/32 file, but to get away from that, I think I'm gonna go to when I order that, because it's a 14, I'm gonna put a 12 on it, which I put a paint mark on it the other day. That would put the 12 too right there. And this thing with a 12-inch bar on it would be an absolute beast. But Husqvarna, we need to do something better with these with this bar and chain here. That don't work, man. And I mean, it cuts great even with the and a kickback, but I mean, you know, me and anybody else that's running this making money up in the tree, we want something that's going to cut 100% full, flat out freaking potential, no safety stuff involved in the chain. Let us roll, man. And this right here is not cool, y'all. That's not cool. Like, and what I did was I took a Dremel and angled that thing back there. And if I still having trouble with it and hanging, and I'll do something different. But see these rounds here, y'all see how big those things are. They're huge. You see over there, there's a hickory round over there, and I've got a couple of big hickories over yonder in the back there too that are dry. I actually had cut those several years ago for that giant anvil to sit on. I never could get them perfectly flat and square. No matter what I did, I couldn't do it, so I just kind of gave up hopes. But I'm gonna try to redo it on these, and I'm gonna take them to somebody that's got like a wood miser is what I'm gonna do, and have it sliced. I think that's gonna be my best option to get the height right and where it's good and flat. But those things are huge. I hauled them back yesterday when I came back from Powder Springs. That's a giant post oak. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed that. That's kind of my little impromptu review on the battery pole saw. And Husqvarna will watch this, they'll see this, but whether they'll do anything, I have no idea. But there's some things that need to be addressed, because when you pay $1,000 for the kit on the saw, 2 batteries and charger, it's not performing at $1,000 saw. That's what I'm getting at. So anyhow, appreciate y'all watching. If you got some tree work you need done, my email is right down below. Y'all have a great Sunday today. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.